Today, let us try to be aware in short about Mahatma Gandhi. We all are aware of Mahatma Gandhi very well, but for the examination, if there comes a question related to Mahatma Gandhi, then how or what kind of information are necessary to give about Mahatma Gandhi, right? So Mahatma Gandhi is prescribed in your syllabus, and his literary work, that is Hind Swaraj. It is a prose work. Hind Swaraj has also been prescribed in your curriculum, and that is why it is very necessary for all of you to be aware of Mahatma Gandhi. So only the important things that you all must know. First of all, the full name of Mahatma Gandhi, it was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Okay, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was the full name of Gandhi, and he was called as the priest of non-violence. Mahatma Gandhi is generally known as priest of non-violence, and he has given several name, as he is known as Bapu, he is also known as Rashtra Pita, right? Rashtra Pita, and he has been given this title to Mahatma, right? Mahatma means he had been priest of non-violence, and he had been also given this title Mahatma. Even he has been called as Saint of Sabarmati. So just look that how many titles, how many names he has been given. Priest of non-violence, Bapu, Rashtrapita, Mahatma, Saint of Sabarmati, right? Or Gandhi ji. Even if we say Gandhi ji, that means that we are saying of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi or Gandhiji, he was born on 2nd October in 1869 in Porbandar. Okay, only the important information will be given to you about him, because you all are aware of the facts, but only for the examination, that how you have to write. So he was born on 2nd October in 1869 in Porbandar, and he was shot. Okay, he was shot to death on 30th of January in 1949 in New Delhi, and you all are aware of the shooter, of the killer. It was Nathuram Godse, right? He was shot to death in New Delhi by whom? By Nathuram Godse. So you can mention all these important points about him. Then you can change. Okay, you will definitely change your paragraph, and now you will tell about his family, the name of his father, the name of his mother, even the name of his wife also, and you can also mention the name of his children, the name of his sons, because his wife is also very famous, and we all are aware of his sons too. So the name of his father was Karamchand Gandhi. This is why that we say Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Okay, his father was Karamchand Gandhi, and the name of his mother was Putli Bai, right? The name of his mother was Putli Bai Gandhi, and the name of his wife was Kasturba Gandhi, and his wife Kasturba Gandhi, she is also known as simply Ba, right? Means most of the people, they used to call her as Ba, and they both had how many sons? They only had sons, not the daughters, and they had 4 sons. The name of those sons are, you can write very well: Harilal Gandhi, Manilal Gandhi, Ramdas Gandhi, and Devdas Gandhi. Okay, Mahatma Gandhi had 4 sons: Harilal, Manilal, Ramdas, and Devdas. Now it was in 1888 that Mahatma Gandhi, he travelled to England. Okay, first time. But how did it happen that he was given such a title, priest of non-violence, or Mahatma, or saint? So generally what all happened with him? It happened simply that it was in 1888 that Mahatma Gandhi, he had to go to England for his higher education. So he travelled to England to study and study of law. But he was we can say that if you go to the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, then you will come to know that Mahatma Gandhi was not interested in this field. He was not I mean, if I say you frankly, that he was not an intellectual student. An intelligent student means he was an average student. As when he went to England, he couldn't take any kind of interest in his study, but most of the time he wasted there. And he himself also mentioned this, that he was interested in all the things excluding his study. But it was the desire of his parents, of his family, that he had to go to England to study law. And now only after 2 years, that in 1891 Mahatma Gandhi, he had to come back. Okay, he had to come back simply in 1891. So Mahatma Gandhi, because he was not interested in study, and he had such a personality that he was a boy of a very shy nature. He was not confident, but there was a lot of lack of confidence in his personality. That is why that he couldn't get success. If you are not taking interest in your study, then how can you be a successful person in that particular field? So it is a reality that if you go to through the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, you will find that he himself had mentioned all those points, that what kind of student he had been, what kind of human person he had been. So Mahatma Gandhi couldn't get even a little success in establishing himself as a lawyer. Okay, when he came back and he tried, means I must say that it was not he, it was his family. There was a pressure that you must try to earn something for your livelihood. So it was a pressure on Mahatma Gandhi that he entered in this field, but in reality he was not a bit interested. And when he used to stand in the court before the judge, he felt a lot of shyness. Okay, means he couldn't have any kind of confidence, or he didn't know how to say anything, how to fight, or how to speak in favor of the person whom case he was taking. So he couldn't get success in establishing himself as a lawyer in Bombay. Okay, it was Bombay when he started to make a practice there. As what was the reason that he couldn't get a success there? As he was too shy to speak in court. And you know very well that a lawyer, he has to be very bold, he has to be very confident, and he has to put aside his shyness. So this was the minus point, this was the negative point, we can say with Mahatma Gandhi, that he had a very shy nature, and this was the reason that he always found himself very speechless in court before the judge. In 1893, now the turning point came in the life of Mahatma Gandhi, when unintentionally, means he was not desirous, he was not interested, but as I have told you that there was a pressure on him, because he has to think, the family asked him that he had to think of his future as he was married, and in it all happened accidentally, we can say, luckily we can say, that in 1893 Mahatma Gandhi, he accepted a contract. Okay, means there was a contract, or we can say that there was a case, and he accepted that case. He from whom? From Dada Abdullah. Okay, it was Dada Abdullah who gave him a case or who gave him a contract, and then he have to, okay, he had to left, means he had to leave India for Natal, South Africa. Means in 1893 Mahatma Gandhi was compelled to go to Natal, to South Africa, only because of having a case from the side of Dada Abdullah. So there in South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi, he spent 21 years, okay, that may be a destiny, that may be his luck, that may be his interest, or because of that also, that it is always decided by your destiny in which field you have to give your 100%. So whenever personally I go through the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi, the biography of Gandhi, I am always very surprised that how all it possible with Mahatma Gandhi, with such a uh, with such a boy who was not interested in study, who was completely uncertain of his future, of his career, and who didn't have any kind of motive or aim of his life. So now his luck or his life completely changed when he went to South Africa. So all these titles, all the name, fame, each and everything all came only after this point. So now he spent there 21 years where in South Africa. Actually what happened that in South Africa there were Indians, okay, Indians in South Africa employed him as a lawyer, and because his profession was of a lawyer, and there he went just as a lawyer. So this was the reason that all the Indians who were living in South Africa, they were very tortured, they felt themselves very humiliated, they were not happy. So now it was decided by all of them that they must make or appoint their lawyer, Mahatma Gandhi. Now, no doubt we all are aware of what all happened with Mahatma Gandhi in South Africa, or at the time of his journey, what all he suffered, what all he faced, and of course he also faced there the discrimination of color, right? So I needn't explain in detail, but in the exam you must write this point also, that Mahatma Gandhi, he also faced the discrimination of color, right? He suffered, Mahatma Gandhi suffered many hardships. I am not saying that he didn't make any kind of struggle in his life. It all happened with him, but where? Only in South Africa. He had to suffer a lot. He had to make a lot of struggle there also, and he suffered many hardships also there. And as he was thrown off a train, okay, because of this reason, that discrimination of color, because the rules and regulations of South Africa and the uh, means each and everything was very different in South Africa for Mahatma Gandhi, but he was very determined that he has to do something for the Indians, especially for the Indians who were living at that moment in South Africa. So he was also thrown off a train, and he was also abused. Mahatma Gandhi was even beaten, and he was also got a lot of humiliation. He was insulted or he was disgraced, and even in the court also he was humiliated. We all know the incident, what all happened with him even in the court too, that how much he was made just like a fun. So he suffered a lot there like other Indians. He was ordered, right? In the court, what happened? He was ordered to remove his turban. He was ordered to remove his turban in the court. But you all know that Mahatma Gandhi, he refused, that at any cost he was not going to remove his turban. So now all these incidents, okay, all these events, all these hardships, all these kinds of struggles took place in Mahatma Gandhi's life, shaped very well, shaped his social activism. So now here we can see that he became a social activist only from this from all these kinds of events took place with him, and all these events even awakened Mahatma Gandhi. Awakened means made him realized that how much the people were suffering at that time, or there was a lot of social injustice. So all these points were never realized by Mahatma Gandhi, but when he went to South Africa, then he became very touchy or sensitive, because all those things also took place with himself, with Mahatma Gandhi. So now he started to feel that how much injustice there was. In 1894, okay, now it happened only in 1894 that Mahatma Gandhi founded the Natal Indian Congress, okay, Natal also, Natal Indian Congress in 1894. So in short, you all have been aware of the biography or the main points of Mahatma Gandhi. Then in 1915, Gandhi returned, okay, he came back to India, and he now here he brought an international reputation, because by now Mahatma Gandhi, he has got each and everything, name, fame, he was very famous all over, we can say that all over the world. Other cities, other countries, they also started to hear this and that about Mahatma Gandhi. So he was being given a lot of respect, a lot of honor, and he got a lot of reputation as a leading Indian nationalist. Okay, so Mahatma Gandhi, no doubt that this is why that he has been given the so many famous title he has been given. If we say saint of Sabarmati, we always realize Mahatma Gandhi, priest of non-violence, or Mahatma. Okay, so such a title was given to him because of his Indian nationalism, and then he also joined the Indian National Congress. So that will be sufficient in exam. If this kind of question is asked in short question, write down about Mahatma Gandhi, or how much do you know about Mahatma Gandhi, or Mahatma Gandhi as an Indian nationalist. So only these points will be sufficient for you.